In today's video, we delve into one of the most chilling tales in true crime history, the story of Jeffrey Dahmer. Born in 1960, Dahmer grew up in a seemingly normal household, but beneath the surface lay a darkness that would eventually lead him to commit heinous acts. Over the course of more than a decade, he murdered 17 young men and boys, engaging in unspeakable acts that shocked the nation. As we explore Dahmer's life and crimes, we aim to set a dark and engaging tone, drawing you into the unsettling world he inhabited. What drove a seemingly ordinary man to such horrific extremes? This video will not only recount the gruesome details of his murders but also examine the psychological aspects that contributed to his actions. Join us as we unravel the complexities of Dahmer's mind, seeking to understand the chilling motivations behind one of America's most notorious serial killers. Prepare yourself for a journey into the depths of human depravity. Early life and background. Jeffrey Dahmer's childhood was marked by a complex family dynamic that would shape his future in unsettling ways. Born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and later moving to Bath, Ohio, Dahmer experienced a turbulent home life. His parents' tumultuous relationship and eventual divorce left him feeling isolated and neglected. Early signs of troubling behavior emerged during his formative years, including a fascination with dead animals and a tendency to withdraw from social interactions. Significant events, such as his parents' separation and the emotional distance from his father, contributed to his growing sense of alienation. The environment in Bath, a suburban area with a seemingly normal facade, masked the internal struggles Dahmer faced. This juxtaposition of a typical upbringing against his dark inclinations provides crucial context for understanding his later actions. As we explore these early influences, we begin to see the roots of a disturbed mind, setting the stage for the horrific crimes that would follow. Join us as we uncover the layers of Dahmer's early life. The first murder. Jeffrey Dahmer's first murder occurred in 1978, marking a chilling turning point in his life. The victim was 18-year-old Stephen Hicks, a hitchhiker whom Dahmer picked up on his way to a local concert. After spending time together, Dahmer lured Hicks back to his home, where the atmosphere shifted from casual to sinister. In a moment of impulsive rage, Dahmer bludgeoned Hicks with a dumbbell and subsequently strangled him, marking the beginning of his horrific killing spree. Dahmer's motivations during this initial act were rooted in his deep-seated desires for control and companionship. He sought to possess his victims completely, a theme that would recur throughout his crimes. After the murder, Dahmer dismembered Hicks' body and disposed of the remains, feeling a mix of exhilaration and confusion. The immediate aftermath left him grappling with a sense of guilt and fear, yet he also experienced a disturbing thrill that would ultimately lead him down a dark path of repeated violence. This first act set the stage for the horrors that would follow. The pattern of killings. As Jeffrey Dahmer's murderous spree unfolded, the escalation of his crimes became increasingly alarming. Between 1978 and 1991, Dahmer claimed the lives of 17 young men and boys, with each murder reflecting a disturbing pattern. Initially, his killings were sporadic, but over time, they became more frequent and methodical. Dahmer's methods evolved as well. He often lured his victims to his home in Milwaukee, where he would drug, sexually assault, and ultimately kill them. His psychological state deteriorated as he sought to fulfill his compulsive desires for dominance and control. The gruesome nature of his acts included dismemberment and necrophilia, revealing a chilling transformation from impulsive violence to calculated brutality. Most of Dahmer's murders took place in his apartment, a seemingly ordinary setting that concealed the horrors within. The contrast between his mundane life and the atrocities he committed highlights the complexity of his character. As we examine this dark pattern, we gain insight into the mind of one of history's most notorious serial killers. Capture and arrest. Jeffrey Dahmer's reign of terror came to an end on July 22, 1991, when he was captured by law enforcement in Milwaukee. The circumstances leading to his arrest were both chilling and dramatic. After one of his intended victims, Tracy Edwards, managed to escape, he flagged down 2 police officers and led them back to Dahmer's apartment. There, they discovered a horrifying scene, including photographs of dismembered bodies and human remains, which provided undeniable evidence of his gruesome crimes. The public reaction to Dahmer's arrest was one of shock and disbelief. Media coverage exploded, with headlines detailing the gruesome nature of his acts and the sheer number of victims. This case brought serial killings into the national spotlight, prompting discussions about the psychological profiles of such criminals and the failures of law enforcement to catch Dahmer sooner. As the story unfolded, it became clear that Dahmer was not just a monster but a complex individual whose actions raised unsettling questions about society's understanding of evil. Trial and sentencing. The trial of Jeffrey Dahmer began in January 1992, drawing intense media attention and public outrage. He faced multiple charges, including 15 counts of murder, as prosecutors sought to hold him accountable for the horrific acts he committed over more than a decade. Dahmer's defense strategy centered around an insanity plea, arguing that he suffered from severe mental illness that impaired his judgment. Key moments during the trial shocked the public, particularly when Dahmer himself took the stand and described his gruesome acts in detail. His calm demeanor contrasted sharply with the horrific nature of his crimes, leaving many in disbelief. The trial also featured emotional testimonies from victims' families, further amplifying the tragedy of his actions. Ultimately, Dahmer was found guilty on all counts. In February 1992, he was sentenced to 15 consecutive life terms in prison, a verdict that reflected the gravity of his crimes. The outcome brought a sense of closure to some families, but it also left a haunting legacy of the darkness that can exist within humanity. Psychological analysis. The psychological factors contributing to Jeffrey Dahmer's behavior have been the subject of extensive analysis and debate. Many experts believe that Dahmer exhibited traits of several personality disorders, including antisocial personality disorder and borderline personality disorder. These conditions often manifest as a lack of empathy, impulsivity, and difficulty forming healthy relationships, all of which were evident in his actions. Dahmer's tumultuous upbringing also played a significant role in shaping his criminal behavior. The emotional neglect he experienced during his childhood, coupled with his parents' divorce, likely contributed to his feelings of isolation and alienation. This background may have fueled his compulsive need for control and connection, leading him to commit increasingly horrific acts. Insights from criminologists and psychologists suggest that serial killers like Dahmer often share common motivations, such as a desire for power, sexual gratification, and the need to dominate their victims. Understanding these psychological underpinnings provides a chilling glimpse into the mind of a killer, revealing the complex interplay between mental health and criminality that defines individuals like Dahmer. Cultural impact. Jeffrey Dahmer's story has left an indelible mark on popular culture, inspiring a plethora of films, documentaries, and books that explore the depths of his crimes. Notable works include the chilling documentary, The Jeffrey Dahmer Files, and the dramatized series, Monster, The Jeffrey Dahmer Story, which delve into his life and the psychological factors behind his actions. These portrayals have captivated audiences, reflecting an ongoing fascination with true crime narratives that often blur the lines between horror and reality. The allure of Dahmer's case has also sparked broader discussions about mental health and the complexities of criminal behavior. As society grapples with understanding the motivations behind such heinous acts, Dahmer's story serves as a case study in the intersection of mental illness and violence. This has led to increased awareness and dialogue surrounding the importance of mental health resources and the need for early intervention. Ultimately, Dahmer's legacy continues to influence both popular culture and societal conversations, highlighting the dark allure of true crime and its implications for understanding human behavior. In this video, we have explored the chilling life and crimes of Jeffrey Dahmer, from his troubled childhood to his heinous acts as a serial killer. We examined the psychological factors that contributed to his behavior, including his mental health struggles and the impact of his upbringing. We also discussed the escalation of his murders, the shocking details of his capture, and the cultural impact of his story on popular media and discussions surrounding mental health. As we reflect on Dahmer's actions, it's crucial to consider the complex psychological aspects that drive individuals to commit such atrocities. Understanding these factors can help us foster a deeper awareness of mental health issues and the importance of early intervention. If you found this exploration of Dahmer's life and crimes insightful, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with others who may be interested in true crime stories. Thank you for joining us, and stay tuned for more engaging content.